Hello there, and welcome to a very warm and sunny September day here in the south of France. Well, it's a few tips on language learning this week. Learning French can be fun, and if you think of it like that, you'll be off to a fine start. It's a really beautiful language and not really as difficult as you might have thought. It's very important to have at least a smattering of French, which you may well have already from your school days. Um, but once you're in France, it's important from an integration point of view that you learn at least a little bit each day so that you can start having a conversation. Here are a few tips I've come up with to make it fun for you and perhaps get you learning more quickly. The first thing I think is quite a good one is to watch French TV. It's one of the best ways I've found to learning really any language because, for example, if you watch the news, you'll see pictures and relate them to the words. Some of the words will be similar. Some French words are similar to English ones. You may not understand a lot of it, but if you keep watching it, you'll pick up phrases. Um, it's also a good idea to watch shows in France because, again, they may be similar to England and you'll find there are words that you know already. Similarly with commercials, it's another way to learn also a lot more about the French culture. Another great thing is to get yourself a colloquial dictionary. I think you can get those on Amazon. It's a good way to learn, everyday French rather than the stiff sort of language of, say, the Oxford Dictionary. Get yourself a dictionary which gives you common phrases and use them. Then next, get yourself some index cards and start labeling things. That's another good plan. If you label things around the house and write them down on your index cards too and repeat them to yourself, then that's another very good way to learn quickly. Try them out. Try learning. Try to speak a little bit each day and learn a new phrase every day even. For example, when you go out, you might want to say, you look at a house, for example, and say maison, or a car and say voiture. Say it out loud, much as a child would. It sounds like child's play, but when you think about it, that's how children first learn a language, so we can learn a lot from them. Another nice thing to do is to learn a few French songs. There are some lovely French songs, old and modern day ones. If you learn some, you'll find that helps with your pronunciation too. Don't worry about your singing voice, no one's going to mind about that. Use French phrases whenever you can. Think about just general conversation, good morning, how are you, do you know what the time is, that sort of thing. When you greet someone during the day, think about how you would say the phrase in French. You can do this every day. Just make sure you keep on practicing at it. And try and think in French and speak out loud to yourself. Practice that. I always recommend to plan out your day using as if you are French, using the language that you have already learned, but also translating in your mind and trying to think in French. At first it'll be difficult, but like anything, if you do it a lot with good practice, you'll become used to it. It's a good way to start learning. Finally, just listen. Listen very carefully. I still do that here. I always listen to what people say, and you'll find when you do that that you might think, oh, I didn't know that word, but I know the meaning of the phrase the person is using. So that word must mean X, for example, and then you can think, well, I'll use that another time. If you want to do a practical course in French, there are some very good courses online. Michel Thomas is a good way of listening and learning. It won't really help with written French, but conversationally and pronunciation-wise, it's a good one. Rosetta Stone is more pricey, but it's a very good course. You will learn how to write the language and learn the grammar as well. So those are two good courses. But do come to us for some more tips if you'd like any. And that's really it for now. I leave you, as I say, with an extremely warm day. It's gorgeous down here. Um, do keep sending in your comments and suggestions and any topics you'd like me to cover here. And until next week, I would say good health and bye bye.